everyone, and welcome back to Identity Insights by Indicio. I'm your host, Tim Spring, and we have something a little bit different for you this week. A few of our team members are attending Internet Identity Workshop, or IIW, and we'll be bringing you some coverage of the day's events. Today, I'm joined by Indicio Deputy CTO Sam Curren. Thanks for joining us today, Sam. Would you mind starting us off with a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I work for Indicio. I do architecture and work with the community a lot, which is one of the reasons I'm here at IIW. There's lots of community events and figuring stuff out. IIW is an event where a lot of work happens that's like not quite ready, but the development of standards and everything else. And so it's important for us to be involved here so that we can continue to work with the community and advancing the technologies that will become ready over the next little bit to be used for business.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, always glad to have you on. If you could expand a little bit on the IIW in terms of, I know it's an unconference and a little bit different kind of event. So if you could go into that a little bit for us.
It totally is. It's not the kind of thing where they like have keynote speakers and there's a preset agenda months in advance. Every morning we get together and we create the agenda for that day, that morning. So relevant topics are very hot and very current. And then we do that the same thing every day. And so often people have ideas for sessions through the next day, the previous day. And so it allows us to make a lot of really rapid progress and move conversations forward in a really fast manner. So it's very cool.
Nice. No, it definitely sounds like it. So in terms of today's sessions, what were some of your favorites and what were some of the interesting new topics that you've got to learn about today?
A handful of interesting sessions that we went to. There's a lot of stuff about OpenID for VC related protocols and figuring them out, the struggles that people are having with them, trying to figure out kind of how it fits in with their requirements and things like that. A lot of attention to that, of course, because of the legislation that leans on those. There was a lot of discussion about the trust over IP work in various aspects, the trust spanning protocol and everything else. So a lot of that. Some discussion about JSON LD credentials and maybe new ways to use them, different holder binding techniques. A lot of good stuff. We did some work on outside, so there's some background noise. Some work on carry. There was BC Gov had a session to talk about their Code with Us opportunities that they just recently announced. They kind of answered questions and things there. That was really good. And then Ken held a session on called The Business Person's Guide to Understanding IIW, also known as the Burning Man of Digital Identity. And that was that elicited some chuckles when he announced the session and was able to talk about how to approach IIW from a business perspective. So that was pretty good. And then I did, I went to a session on the CEDAR policy language by AWS. There's some potential applications in there with verifiable credentials that we're exploring. And then I also did two sessions. I did one on that relates to decentralized ecosystem governance and with the credential trust establishment work at the DIF. And then the other session that I did was a DIDCOM 101 session where we highlighted an in-browser demo, developer-oriented demo for people to experiment with that. Answered a lot of questions and taught people sort of generally about the basics of DIDCOM. So that was great.
All right, awesome. It sounds like a very full day for sure.
So full, yeah. Front to back, very busy.
Absolutely. So I have a few follow-up questions. First of all, how was your session? Obviously, you said you answered a bunch of different questions. Were there any new ones or like new ideas or takeaways that now you get to explore a little bit more?
There's a lot. This session was great with deeper understanding questions. People kind of really got and understood what we were talking about and understood the possibilities of it and the power that it holds. So the demo is pretty effective for helping people understand how it works and what the capabilities are. So Phil Windley, the conference organizer, happened to be in the audience, and he actually was the other party that I did the demo with. So we established that, and sent DIDCOM messages between just an in-browser demo between my computer and his computer. I was projecting mine, and he was using his. And so that was really fun. I was able to kind of showcase the various protocols involved and how it works and why it's important. And that was a really fun way to do that. Previously, we've mostly used slides to kind of teach about this. And so having something that was a hands-on thing that you could just dive right in and use was pretty good.
No, absolutely. You've showed it to myself as well, and I also thought it was very cool. So looking forward to having a lot more people see that and get to play with DIDCOM.
It's a fun demo.
I'm not sure if you were able to attend Ken's session, or were there any key takeaways for what a business person should know about IIW?
So it was at the same time as my session, and I haven't got a chance to ask him how it went yet. So we'll see what happened there. But I expect some good takeaways. I might be able to report on that tomorrow when we talk.
All right, sounds good. So I know you've got to go pretty soon here. I just have one more question for you, which is, I know that at these kind of events, there's usually a lot of, just hallway conversations or people that you bump into. Were there any interesting new projects you heard about or anything happening, just between the sessions, maybe?
One of the conversations I had was with Wenjing, who is one of the principal people involved in the trust over IP trust spanning protocol. There's a lot of similarities between DEDCOM and the trust spanning protocol. DEDCOM, of course, is ready for use, and the trust spanning protocol is still under development. But there's a lot of similarities there, and so we have some interest in. So talking about how we might be able to work alongside each other to move that along perhaps a little bit faster. We'll see. It's still kind of on the slow timeline at this point, but we're hoping that we might be able to move that up. There's some nice advantages that it has, but it also needs to be ready to use. And so that's some of the work that we're doing. And that was a side conversation. And kind of getting a feeling for stuff. There's when I come to IIW, there's a lot of people that I don't see in person in very many other places. So it's really nice to connect with people and say hi, sort of get a feeling for how the work is going and to talk. And so that's pretty nice. And then one of the great things about the conference is the dinners are included at the conference. So I'm outside the venue actually right now, which is why there's road noise and birds and things. But all the conversations at IW continue into dinner, and people continue to talk about things. And so it's a very full packed day, and you get home just exhausted at the end of it. So it's a pretty great event when you're focused on the development of the technology itself. It's not really a business conference in the sense that everyone's demoing ready to roll business technologies. But it's pretty exciting from the development of future technologies perspective.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It definitely sounds like it. Awesome. Well, thank you, Sam. We'll let you get going to dinner here in just a minute. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. If you at home are interested in learning a bit more about verifiable credential technology, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll continue to bring you some more educational content and just updates from the space in general. Thanks again, Sam. If someone was, maybe unable to attend IIW this time and maybe on the fence about attending next time, what advice would you kind of offer them in terms of why you would really want to show up at the next event?
So that we publish the notes online from the session so that you can, or from the conference, so that you can kind of browse through those notes. Do it, and if the topics that tend to come up a lot interest you, then I definitely recommend coming. It's an excellent conference as long as you understand why you're coming and what the purpose is. So if you're involved in the development of these new identity technologies, it's a perfect place to be, and we'd love to have you.